Friends, there's so much confusion out there for us online coaches, course creators, and service-based experts who are running our own business around this concept of what's an AI automation versus an AI agent, and where do custom GPTs fit into this mix. So in this video today, I'm going to break down the real differences in layman's terms as simple as I possibly can, because I love simplicity. I love to make it streamlined, and what you want to build when you want to build it, because there's different use cases for different things. Okay, so this came about because the other day somebody asked me if I would talk to them about agentic AI. And I said, are you really wanting to talk about agentic AI, or do you want to talk about AI automations and how they fit into the broader context of how online coaches, course creators, and six-figure entrepreneurs would be using them? And what I figured out is that she was actually talking about AI automations and not agentic AI or AI agents. So I want to clear up the misconceptions that a lot of people have between these two things. And I also want to share why I've chosen to really focus in on custom GPTs. All right, so let's get into this. What is the difference really between an AI automation versus an AI agent? When you understand this, you will feel much more confident about talking about the two, and you'll see what really interests you, right? You may have a very strong interest in AI automations after we talk more about it here, or you may think like, no, that's not for me, I'm good as is. So an AI automation is the type of step-by-step automation that you're used to making already, most likely, in Zapier or Make.com. There's another one that I like called Relay app. An AI automation is really a rules-based. So trigger equals action. And then you can have multiple actions, but really it's just trigger equals action, action, action. They are great for moving data from one place to another. So when you think about AI automations, you just add that word AI in there, right? Because it used to be we'd just talk about creating a Zapier automation or a Zap or a scenario in Make. Now we've added this extra little word, AI, right? And so it feels more complicated than it is. But really, that just means that you've added a step in the trigger plus actions to drive it through some sort of LLM or AI tool like a ChatGPT API, Claude, or Gemini. And again, it's still just moving data from one place to another. So let's talk through a few examples. So for instance, you have a video script and you drop it into a Google Drive. So the trigger is the Google Drive. It hits the Google Drive, and then an action happens. It goes through a ChatGPT API, which is the AI part. It writes the email, and then it moves the email and drops it into a Notion or Asana or ClickUp database and assigns it to a VA. So in this example, example 2, let's say you have a client onboarding form. The client submits the form. The submission is the trigger in Zapier, in Make. It goes through the AI API, maybe it goes through a Claude API. It writes an intensive outline for you, so you know what to talk about with the person when it comes time to meet with them. And it writes an email to the client and drops it all into Airtable for you. So AI automations don't take the place of custom GPTs. There's definitely a very specific place where custom GPTs go into your ecosystem, into your workflows, into your client-facing courses and programs. AI automations are great to help you along with the back-end stuff. Okay, so if an AI automation is basically like a Zap or a Make scenario, how does that differ from an AI agent? And this is where agents and agentic AI become much more complicated. They often cost a lot more. There are some vibe coding tools out there that you can start using if you're interested. But in the big picture, when you think of agents, they are capable of thinking. They make decisions and they act autonomously, okay? They don't time out if there's an error. They figure out a way around it. Whereas in AI automation, if an AI automation goes off and there's an error message, it's going to stop and you're going to get that nice little email that it's like, there was an error, try again, right? An AI agent is focused on reaching the goal that you've set for it. And it is going to try to reach that goal and figure it out on the way there. If the path that they think they need to take isn't the right one, they will try to achieve the same goal with another path. So they're much more complicated, much more robust. Now, let me show you a couple of the examples here so that you can kind of see in real time what an agent would look like versus what an automation does. So a follow-up agent, for instance, let's say you have a client who no-shows on 2 calls. The agent is going to check their progress, where they are in a course, for instance. It can flag them as at risk. It can start to send out personalized outreach, and it can try to reschedule them. So it's doing quite a bit more than just sending you alert or sending a follow-up email, right? So in this example too, which I think is amazing, DM sales agents. Let's say somebody replies to a DM that they say, they raise their hand, I'm interested, on a story or on a post, right? What are you normally going to do? You're going to send them a, hey, that's great. Maybe if you're like me, you're going to freak out a little bit about it and feel like you don't know exactly what to say. Maybe you've got a VA sending canned responses. Maybe you've got a mini chat automation that's going to go off and send some things, and oftentimes it's not quite right or it sounds a little weird, right? It's all happened. It fires unexpectedly. With a DM sales agent, you're going to be able to, instead of having it do a canned response, it's going to look at the client's profile. It's going to see if there's any notes in your CRM about this person. It's going to see which funnel or where they came from. If they came in from a cold ad, or if they're already in your ecosystem and they've received 100 plus emails from you before. And then it's going to make decisions and communicate with them based on the client or the lead, instead of a very specific canned response. So you can see that agents are like robots. They're thinking, they're doing, where an automation is like, if this happens, then do this. And if something breaks, oops, you're out of luck. Okay, so now we know that AI automations are basically zaps with AI built into them. And we know that AI agents are like robots that are probably someday going to take over the world. Where do custom GPTs fit into this? Now, custom GPTs are very, very specific and purpose built. And oftentimes you build them for client facing work as standalone offers into your courses and programs, right? Where automations are going to help you in the back end, are going to help you, your VA, maybe it's going to cut back on your overhead because you can create a bunch of automations that do things that your VA used to do for you. Your GPTs are going to help you write more copy, create unique plans for people, right? And the reality is that our clients, our students, our buyers, they need answers fast. And where the automations really help us a lot in the back end and help us save the money and the time, and the agents someday, not today probably for what our use cases are as online coaches, course creators, solopreneurs, but someday agents will definitely be easier to come by, easier to build. There's a big distinction and there's a big divide between the simplicity of building a powerful custom GPT and building an AI agent. And the other thing is, you don't need to worry that custom GPTs are going anywhere anytime in the near future, because most people are not thinking about AI agents right now. Maybe you are. I certainly am. I dreamt about this video last night, for goodness sakes. But most people in our day-to-day, our clients, our students, our buyers, are not thinking so critically about AI and what it means. And so if you can give them a GPT that helps them move their progress along, get to that result quicker, they are going to win so much faster. And the honest to God truth is that most people don't even really know what custom GPTs are yet or what they're capable of. So if that's you and you've heard all these buzzwords flying around, one of the best things that you can do is grab my free guide. It's called 75 Plus Ways to Use Custom GPTs to Make More Money. And this is going to give you ideas for your business how you can integrate custom GPTs so that you have the leg up, right? So that you're not falling behind the pack. AI automation can come, AI agents will come, but custom GPTs are in your now, and your clients aren't going to choose to work with you if you aren't giving them the speed and the personalized results that custom GPTs can give them. So go ahead and click the link, grab the free guide, look through the 75 plus ways, and let me know what you think. I hope this was helpful, and I hope it kind of made sense of the AI automations versus the AI agents a little bit more for you. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out, and I'd love for you to hit the like button and to subscribe. I hope you're having a great day. Take care.